Sage, you just gave me an oh hell yeah? If this stream is better than any of the other streams out there, baseball wise, Sage, give me a hell yeah. Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear an oh hell yeah. And then I want to hear, I've got another question for you, Sage. As soon as you give me an oh hell yeah, I've got a question for you. Sage says hell yeah. He didn't say anything before that. Sage, did I or did I not, during a stream last night and during my Twitter battles yesterday, did I not correctly pick where Pete Alonso was going to? If I am correct in what I just said, give me a hell yeah. Sage, no, that was not you. It was me. I said this. Sage, you were just supposed to say, hell yeah, and we were going to keep the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing going. Sage, what the hell, man? You better wrench it before you trench it. Get the fuck off the computer, Scrambles. I swear to God, if you turn that fucking computer off, I'll turn your fucking life off, you fucking miserable cat. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry about that. We've got a cat, former stray. We adopted her, and it was one of the worst decisions of our lives. We're hoping to put her down, but unfortunately the vet won't let us, so we're stuck with our cat. At least you get to pick your animals. We're stuck with mine. Anyways, let's get to it. We do not have a ton to go over. We do have some pretty big news going on, and that is obviously the Orioles making a signing of Pete Alonso to a 5-year, $155 million contract. He had a great year last year. Wouldn't say it's one of his best. I mean, it's certainly a great year. His best looks like his rookie year when he had a 941 OPS with 53 home runs. But last year was actually his second best OPS, 871. He had 41 doubles, 38 home runs. He's only 30, so the price isn't terrible. I'm a little surprised he got more annual pay than Kyle Schwarber. But Kyle Schwarber is, like 34 years old, something like that. So that likely explains why the pay is a bit different there. I like the term. I don't care about the money because there's not a salary cap. I think offensively it adds a weapon for the Orioles, who are already pretty good on on the offensive side of the ball, position wise especially. They do need to keep spending though. Like they're going to need to go after, like a Framber Valdez. They're going to need to add, a couple relievers, that sort of thing. So I don't think they're done. It just adds to kind of how powerful this division is because, if the Red Sox make a few moves, the Blue Jays make a few moves, the Yankees make a few moves, you can never necessarily count the Rays out. You're looking at, it's easily the best division in baseball. I mean, maybe the NL West comes kind of close there, but even so, they've got Colorado to beat up on. There's no teams in the AL East that you beat up on. So, big signing for them. This is kind of what I was trying to explain to people yesterday when it's like, okay, you offered $150 million for Schwarber. And they're like, oh, that means they're going to go after Kyle Tucker. No, it does not. It absolutely does not mean that. And they will not be going after Kyle Tucker. I said there's a 0% chance. I'll say there's a 0% chance now. It's not going to happen. Get it out of your thick skulls. Not happening. Why would going after a target of 150, 155 million mean you're willing to spend 300, 400? It just doesn't make sense. The deductions there that are being made are lacking intelligence. Alonso makes sense. Right around the ballpark. Allows them to now go after other targets, which they need. Like I said, they need pitching, and they need lots of it. I would say they need to at least add 2 pitchers this offseason. And not just pitchers, like actually good fucking pitchers. I like this move. To me, I think they're still probably the 4th place team. Boston's got a nice depth for their rotation. Obviously, they got Garrett Crochet. Yankees have a really good rotation as well, getting Garrett Cole back as well. So, I mean, they still have a ways to go to catch, I think, the big 3. We obviously know the Jays have a great rotation as well, or at least great depth with a couple guys with huge upside. So, they got a ways to go, but they're going to be a tough out. That team's always a tough out. Man, that team's a fucking tough out. Even when they can only manage 67, 70 wins. They've always fucking played us tough. Good signing. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's move on to the next. The only other real notable signing from today was Mike Yastrzemski. Mike Yastrzemski, and I'm saying his name terribly, but he signed with Atlanta to a 2-year, $23 million contract. He was like an old rookie. Didn't seem like that long ago, but I guess it was in 2019. He was a 28-year-old rookie. Now 34 years of age. I mean, he's coming off, like, for his career, solid bat, 772 OPS. He's not going to be a guy you want to target in fantasy, that's for sure. Low batting average. Does have a little bit of pop, but has only gone, above 20 home runs twice in his career. I'm just trying to deal with this fucking cat over here. This cat is going to fucking hit the button. Fuck off. Go. Sorry, man. These barnyard animals, who needs them? Who needs them? Anyways, I mean, I don't know what he brings to the table in terms of D. OPS has definitely been declining the last couple years. I mean, 739 in 2024, 735. It's a 2-year deal. It's $23 million. It's not a game-changing thing. At the worst-case scenario, he's a very good 4th outfielder, and he's a bit better than a 4th outfielder, if we're honest there. What else do we have on the docket for today? Oh, we got Blue Jays rumor. Apparently, they are interested in a pitcher named Brad Keller. Now, in 2025, he was excellent. Had a 2.07 ERA, 75 strikeouts, and 22 walks across 69 and 2/3 innings. There's interest from other teams as well that like him both as a reliever and as a starter for his career. The numbers are much more pedestrian, a 4.14 ERA. I don't like what he did in Boston in 2024, 5.84 ERA. I do not like what he did the year before that with the White Sox, a 4.86 ERA. I don't like what he did the year before that, a 4.57 ERA. Although at least he was starting some games. So if he's starting games, I'll give that's an okay season. And then, I don't know, man. 5 ERA, 5.39. I'm I don't like it. Unless there's something I don't know, something that he changed in his mechanics, a pitch that he added that's now like a crazy pitch. I don't care if he had a 2 ERA last year. Look at the garbage he's done across his entire career. He's done it in pitching ballparks. He's done it in Kansas City. He's done it with the White Sox. Boston's obviously a hitting, it's obviously a hitting ballpark there. It's just this to me doesn't move the needle. I'm just kind of hoping it doesn't happen. I don't think it's going to cost you a whole lot, but to me, there's guys I'd rather sign to minor league deals than this Brad Keller guy. So, to quote Kenny Powers, I'm fucking out. I'm fucking out on Brad Keller. What disciple of fucking Helen Keller? Get off your fucking high horse there. All right, next thing to cover. And I didn't even know this guy was a free agent. Actually, this guy does intrigue me. I'm not going to go over his numbers because he's not being rumored to the Blue Jays. And we're going to go over his numbers when he signs. But Michael Kopech, rumored to potentially go to the Giants, apparently, according to Susan Slusser, who's actually a pretty good baseball analyst there. There's interest. Guy throws hard. Guy's injured all the time, so you're definitely going to have to bite the bullet and face the fact that he's not going to pitch for an entire year. But he does bring the heat, so that's kind of an option that if I were a GM, I would certainly be interested in as well. Just give me 1 second here. I need to hydrate. All right. So it appears the Pittsburgh Pirates are inquiring to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays about infielder Brandon Lowe. Brandon Lowe due $11.5 million next year in the final year of his contract. This is a guy struggles to stay on the field, has a ton of power. I believe there's 1 year where he hit 38 bombs. So when he stays healthy, he's really good. When does he stay healthy? Never, but still a guy worth trading for. And obviously there's going to be other teams that are interested as well. But I believe the Pirates did just miss out on 2 big targets, that being Kyle Schwarber as well as Pete Alonso, the polar bear. So, of course, you're going to look for some of the backup plans now. And they're a team that basically all they're going to get is not just backup plans. They're going to get backups to the backups to the backups because it's the Pittsburgh Pirates and they're fucking garbage. You got apparently the Yankees and Astros are among other teams. There's going to be a lot more teams on this list that are interested in trading for Milwaukee Brewers starting pitcher Freddie Peralta. We'll keep an eye on that. There's no real substantial rumors yet. Just 2 teams to mention there. Hopefully it does not end up with the Yankees, is all I have to say there. Last night, we did have a re-signing. Kyle Finnegan. I don't believe, because we were kind of closing things out, that I had a chance to kind of look at the numbers. So the Tigers were definitely one of the contenders last year. So let's just kind of take a look at what he did last year, kind of what he does for his career as well. So last year, 3.47 ERA. Guy is consistent with his ERA, 3.55 in his career. Strikeouts per 9, 8.9 per 9. So basically a strikeout per inning. Walks 3.5 per 9. So not great, but not like super terrible. He did have it at 2.8 last year. He's a one-time All-Star, so the fact that he signed a contract, I believe, for 2 years, $19 million? I believe it was 2 years, 19. Let me just fact check myself before some fucking Mark comes on here and fucking tries to correct me. And my brain is good. Basically, 2 years, $19 million. The potential with incentives can carry it to 20 million. So not many in incentives. Pretty much a straight guarantee there. Only other thing, so if you're the New York Mets, you're probably shitting your pants right now. The New York Mets have traded Brandon Nimmo. I do get that they did get Marcus Semien, who's aging back, but I think Brandon Nimmo's a better player at this stage in terms of at least the batting average and that sort of thing there. So they obviously lost him because they traded him, and they also lost Pete Alonso because they were not willing to go 5 years. And frankly, I don't necessarily blame them. I mean, Alonso's very one-dimensional. I don't have a problem signing him, but I don't have a problem letting him go as well. It appears they might have interest in players on St. Louis. The ones being mentioned right now, Wilson Contreras and Lars Nootbaar. Neither of those players are as good as Alonso or the other fucker there, Brandon Nimmo. But, I mean, sometimes you need to add a little bit of depth there. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm not really cheering for them, though. I kind of don't like how they run their organization, and I don't think their fans necessarily like how they run their organization as well, other than the fact that they signed Juan Soto last year. That's probably the only thing that they fucking cheered for. Let's get to tomorrow. We do have Thursday night football to go over. And before we get to Thursday night football, I forgot one little piece of Blue Jays news. So today was the Rule 5 draft. These are basically players that teams have given up on, and so you're adding these guys because of their upside. So the Blue Jays this year picked 27th overall. They picked up a 25-year-old named Spencer Miles, a pitcher, 6'3", comes from the San Francisco Giants organization. Spent the entire season last year recovering from Tommy John surgery. This guy does throw in the upper 90s with his sinker, as well as his four-seam fastball. He also does have a curveball, changeup, and cutter. That's an impressive arsenal, honestly. And I don't know if he's had one or two Tommy Johns. We know he's had one for sure. Just trying to read this here. Just trying to see what it says. So this is just what I'm reading here. So for any selection a team makes, it must pay the player's former team $100,000. All players selected in the MLB portion of the draft must remain on the new team's 26-man roster for the entire 2026 season or the injured list. If they get hurt, they will be placed on outright waivers. Okay, cool. So they would just go to the waivers right away for someone else to claim if we don't want them, sort of thing. So obviously, we just want to see what this guy's got in spring training. It's a bit of a coin flip. He has pitched okay, according to what they're saying in the Arizona Fall League, which is, I guess, high-octane offense. He was a former top prospect, drafted in the 4th round of 2022. So, I mean, that's pretty early in a draft, and it's really not that long ago. Yeah, okay. Just taking a look here. And that's about it. So, yeah, just good little flyer. I mean, he's not going to make the rotation or anything like this. This is what I kind of like about failed starters. You take the guy and you convert him into hopefully something. So you're not going to make the rotation, but you convert him to a reliever. Every reliever is a failed starter. So I like the makeup. It does not mean he's going to become a guy whatsoever. Let me take a look here at our last thing to go over. So let's take a look at just kind of a shitty game. A very shitty game, if you ask me. The Atlanta Falcons on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not a very good game. I mean, The Buccaneers do need this, though. They absolutely do need it. I'd like to say that this will be a close game. I really do not believe that that's going to be the case. I do know Mike Evans is scheduled to come back unless I was speed reading, which does occasionally happen. So, I mean, between Godwin and Evans, plus some of their other options, Cade Otton, their backfield, etc., etc., I think Tampa Bay wins this game easily at home, and they'll win it by more than 5. So I like them to cover the negative 4.5 as well as to win the game. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. It is the first week of our playoffs in OJ's Juicery. Everyone make sure you set your rosters, check for injuries, that sort of stuff. We will be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully we will have some more Blue Jays news. But for now, that's all she wrote. Have a good night, guys, and see you tomorrow.